Oh, guess what, guys?
Oh Christ, there's too many options.
Well, yeah.
Uh, yeah,
Well, fir-
there's too many choices that went through my head.
first of all, I'm not dead, so that's
That
that's
was
new.
a that was a cause
Yep,
for concern.
I haven't
yep.
done anything about this yet. Actually, my dad saw it today and said, "I'm getting you a haircut." Does Doesn't mean I have to shave though. I have learned to enjoy the shaving with the safety razor. You know where you just drop the blade in. Oh, so smooth.
Say, what if he doesn't get you like a haircut, but he takes you out and gets your balls shaved or something?
Well, the thicket I've got going down there would probably cost way too much.
Yeah, it's a veritable jungle down there.
Well, I figure I'm not getting laid anytime soon, and it's cold out, so I might as well keep the winter bush.
Yeah, but you don't want to get stuff caught in a zipper.
That's happened.
Yeah, that happens to most guys if
We
they
talk
don't
about my
keep the shrubbery.
we talk about my pubes a lot during this, don't we?
You talk about your pubes a lot during this.
Would you prefer we talk about yours?
Halfway through that sentence, I'm like, oh, that's going to be thrown back at me. No,
Yep.
I'm good.
Yep.
You set them up, we knock them down. No, guess what though?
What?
Last day of the year.
Yeah, thank Christ.
Oh, it's New Year's resolution time.
I got nothing. I
I
was too tired and broke to do anything bad this year, so I got nothing to, and maybe the old ones, like when you hit 40, it's like, oh, I'm going to lose some weight. I'm going to exercise more. I'm going to eat healthier. And then you just kind of do what you do to get by.
Yeah, I suppose that would be a good resolution, would be to just survive the year.
I mean, I could make a resolution to bang more 20-year-old waitresses, but
More?
any,
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, how many are you up to?
none. I mean, I've been doing this long enough where I know if a little waitress is getting flirty with me, that doesn't mean shit. She just thinks it's amusing to flirt with the old guy.
And
and
you're if you're
and a
anything
tip.
like me, you're aware of the fact that you're probably just gonna ruin her life.
Pretty much. Pretty much. It's like most people say is like if you date somebody like really, really younger than you, like a whole generation removed, you really got nothing to talk about. If talking is what you're interested in. If you're just sport fucking them, that's a different thing. But if you actually want to have like a relationship of some kind,
Yeah,
you
I
have
mean,
to
if you're
talk
gonna
to
go,
them.
especially if you're gonna go out to like breakfast afterwards, you can't just stare at each other or, you know, you've never actually seen the infamous Todd drinking syrup moment from that was your 30th birthday, right?
maple
Yep.
syrup.
No, I think it was what the
It
hell?
was 30, I think.
Yeah, it was 30, but it wasn't maple syrup. It was something they had the
Boysenberry.
No, it was something nut. I don't know, but I just really liked it, and then so I was chugging it right out of the container or the pour thingy, and then I knew the waitress, and she actually gave me a cup to go with saran wrap over the top. So I wake up in the morning, I go in the fridge, and there's this cup there. I'm like, the fuck did I do?
And he calls me, and I'm like, you don't know why we got kicked out of Country Kitchen last night, do you?
Yeah. It didn't go back there too often after that, but
Well, it wasn't open late nights anymore after that.
took him a long time to learn not to be open for bar time. It just was not worth
Yeah,
the patient.
they started closing it. I mean, it used to be fun. I mean, I know I gained a shitload of weight there though, because they had that barn buster that we'd go and have after time, which was like everything that they could put on 3 plates, and then you'd eat that and watch the fights.
Yeah, it was just a shit show.
I knew I was gaining weight when there was a chick. Did you ever meet that Ariel chick, the redhead that used to come downtown all the time? Librarian.
If I saw a picture of her, I might remember her, but it doesn't ring any bells right now.
I don't know if she does listen to this, but to
Really?
this day, I'm still traumatized from the fact when she came up to me when I was DJing and patted me on the stomach. It went, "You're getting kind of fat." And I went,
I hate when
Fuck.
bitches do that.
I didn't
You know-
I didn't eat anything but like water and toast for a good month after that.
People that don't have weight issues or never had weight issues, when they do that crap, they don't realize that the person that has gained weight knows, because they've had
Yeah.
to buy clothes to fit into, or they see it in the mirror every day. They don't have a clue. Don't do that, people.
The
That's not
day I
nice.
buy a size bigger than 38 jeans is the day I just go out and kill myself with a pair of them. I'm going to hang myself from a bridge with a size 48 pair of jeans.
Yeah, but wearing sweatpants is kind of comfortable, or wearing bibs. I got the bibs on again today, so
Dude, I've been all sweatpants for like the last 3 days.
they let the boys hang free, which is nice.
Oh, so you're commando and sweatpants.
No, not you don't want to go commando. Trust me, it's bibs are not a comfortable, easygoing fabric. It's made. I basically buy them so when I'm stocking in the back of stores, you can take a box cutter to them and it won't cut through it unless you're really sawing. Because I've had like nice dress clothes, and you just gently bump into like an edge of some metal framing, and it just rips the whole shit out of your pants. And I used to buy stuff at Old Navy, and
Oh
they're
God,
not
those are
useful.
worthless.
Oh my God, I ripped out so many crotches.
Yeah, I've blown the ass out of a few of their cheap ass pairs of pants, but if they wanted to sponsor us, I'd probably still take it.
Oh yeah,
What about Barks? Do you think they would? They do have Bite.
Barks has Bite.
Does Barks have caffeine?
Yeah, that's the Bite.
I think that's one of the ones that does have caffeine.
Yeah, most
Really?
Of them.
I thought all root beer was caffeine free.
It is. It's just this one doesn't. And for a while, there's Sprecher out of
Oh yeah.
they did a caffeine one that was actually really tasty, but now I can't find it in stores. So apparently, I was the only one buying it.
The bowling alley that I was bartending at actually for a while had Sprecher on tap, and it was in an ice cold mug. It was the shit.
Oh yeah, it's way better than A&W. It's way better than the 1919 or Dad's. Good
Really?
times. Oh
You
yeah.
know-
I really like the 1919. It's spendy though right now.
We still haven't asked April if she's going commando right now.
Oh Jesus. I don't think she'd
No,
tell us
I
even
am
if it was.
I am not going commando.
What's the typical like this kind of weather? You're a mail carrier, correct?
Yeah,
What's
supervisor now, but yeah.
What's the attire like during this kind of weather?
Layers. It's been warm though lately, but yeah, definitely still layers. Now it's gotten a little cooler. We only have a dusting here, of snow,
Same thing in
but
lacrosse.
really, because there's pictures up north, northern
way up
Minneapolis.
north.
They got like North Minneapolis, Anoka. There's like an inch or two of snow up there. So
I got a friend lives up like north woods of Wisconsin. She's like, their weather up there is just shit. There's like accidents on the highway. Like if you're taking Highway 35 up to Superior, it's just shit up there.
Yeah, we've just
yeah,
been getting
that's what I've
rain.
heard.
This doesn't seem at all like the winters of my childhood where
Oh God, no.
see the awesome thing was getting a snow day. The shit thing was that our snowblower never worked. So I was the snowblower.
It's probably done on purpose.
Could be it got me
That
out
probably
of the
went out and
house.
wiggled out the spark plugs.
Yeah, it got me out of the house for an entire day, and then I would go bury my sister in a snow pile somewhere.
Nice.
Yeah, we had lots of where I grew up. Where I grew up, we had lots of snow, lots of blizzards in the 80s and early 90s.
I mean, I've
Yep.
been up like in Marquette when they get a snowstorm before, and that's no joke at all.
And they get feet. They don't get inches there. They get feet in a storm there.
There's a joke there.
Yeah, I was just thinking there's a dirty joke in there. Like that's what she said. Not inches, she gets feet.
Better not move to Marquette.
Nope.
Fair-
I can disappoint women just fine here.
Oh, speaking of sister, how's your sister doing? Say hi for me.
Go see her. You ever go to her bakery?
Is she still in Eau Claire?
No, Stockholm.
Oh, she's in Stockholm now?
Yeah, she opened her own bakery. Her boyfriend's got a restaurant next door that you could definitely peddle some fancy stuff there.
I think my coworker might have that already. I'll have to double check.
Yeah,
there ain't too many options in Stockholm.
yeah, but it's a great touristy little town.
Oh God, yeah, that whole river road coming down from basically like Hudson all the way down. It's just all touristy stuff. You know, the Minnesota people that want to get the hell out of the Twin Cities.
Yeah, and it kind of reminds me of Viroqua that way.
Yeah, I can kind of see that.
But anyway, we need to come up with New Year's resolutions. Have you ever had one that you actually kept?
No, I never really gave it any serious thought. I know outside of high school and college, just because it was something funny. But there's a meme going around on the internet about your New Year's resolutions don't have to be good ones; they can be evil ones. I'm like, oh.
People would probably keep those a little more.
Yeah, it was like,
I don't
plan some sort
have-
of Machiavellian scheme to bring the downfall of an enemy,
I know one
I-
year in high school, mine was to glue quarters to places where that was like really busy hallways. Glue quarters to the floor at night, super glue them, so then it would cause a traffic jam every time somebody tried to get them off the floor.
Okay, not really aiming high, but I can see the comedy potential there.
Yeah, it was until they've got one of those like Zamboni things that they rode around and it sucked one of those things up and busted the Zamboni.
All these years later, now the truth comes out.
Yeah, I think I was responsible for a few $1,000s of damage.
Yep, you pretty much bankrupted the school district.
I don't know if you ever New Year's downtown though used to be just legendary. I don't know if it's still the same way, but
No, it's same thing with restaurants. Used to be like most restaurants would do like a double seating, like 4 o'clock and 8 o'clock. And 8 o'clock was always full right away, and 4 o'clock was barely full. Now it's flip-flopped. Everybody wants to be home or someplace safe beforehand. Even like the college kids, they're not bar hopping like they used to.
I still remember at Buzzard Billy's. It was I don't know if you were there. Chavez was there, and the girl that I was seeing at the time was there, and there was another girl. Oh, there she is. Okay, thought we lost you.
I was like, what happened? Sorry, I was messing around. I just noticed the name Spanky Ham, and I was like, what's Mike's name?
Spanky Ham.
You remember that cartoon was Drawn Together?
Yeah,
It was like Comedy Central. The little pig, voiced by Adam Carolla, was Spanky Ham.
I still can't figure out how to change my name.
Finish your story.
Oh, there was a girl there that was wearing like a sparkly, tight cocktail dress. The kind of thing that remember Therese would wear to our company parties.
Oh, one of the salespeople, yeah.
Yeah, total Skank City.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
But there was a brand new waitress that had an entire tray of drinks and food and everything, and she dumped it all the way down this like sparkly girl's party dress and everything like that. And she just started crying and screaming, and my whole night is ruined and all this. And it was just, everybody in the crowd just got quiet because no one knew what to do. And we were just kind of like, okay, then back to our food.
Yeah.
And the waitress just, all she did, she set the tray down and she walked out the door. Didn't quit, she just left.
She was ahead of her time. People ghost restaurants they work in all the time now.
Well, yeah. New Year's 2000 was my favorite when I wore that white tux and a top hat. And the owners that gave us all, every single New Year's at the beginning of the night is kind of a bonus that we weren't supposed to really tell anybody about. We got a very large envelope of cash from the owners. There were like 3 of us that did. And I think it was because of the favors that we did during the year that we weren't supposed to tell anybody about. But it was kind of like here you go. Thanks for, doing some illegal things for us. And this is never to be spoken of again. But that New Year's, I remember DJing from 6 o'clock in the afternoon until 6 o'clock the next morning. And
that's right. They could stay open past bar time.
And at midnight, because of the whole Y2K thing, we actually wired a master switch to the DJ booth that turned off the power to everything, all the lights and everything. And then we had just installed this big laser system and one of those like fire horns.
Oh
and
my God.
Then the laser kicked in and everybody just went absolutely apeshit.
Nice.
But for like a good 10 seconds, you play the Old Lang Syne and all of a sudden the song just stopped. Power went out and everybody was just like, what the fuck is going on? And then all of a sudden about 500 people just went, absolutely apeshit.
Yeah, they could get that many people in there.
They took all the tables out.
Oh, okay.
For like New Year's and Oktoberfest and maybe Riverfest, we took all the tables, the chairs, we covered the pool tables so people could dance on the pool tables and stand on top of those things. But I mean, each bar capacity wise held 450 people.
Wow.
So, and it was usually packed by 8 o'clock, but DJing for 12 hours straight was, and then after midnight, then it kind of went, the rule was always you can't drink on the job, but at midnight on that night, it just became a free-for-all. Like, the owners were gone.
Where the fuck did they go?
They usually just sat up in the office and watched the cameras that were everywhere. That place had cameras that I don't think would be legal now. Like, there were ones that were, like, facing the entrances to the bathroom and stuff like that, but...
Well, as long as they weren't in the bathroom, or if the door was open, you couldn't like shoot right into a stall.
Yeah, because there were definitely things that happened in those bathroom stalls. I know that there was the one night where a girl decided that she was going to take on the entire UWL football team by herself.
Oh.
I
was thinking fight at first. I got it.
Nope.
Oh God! Speaking of porn, have you seen the news from lacrosse, Mikey?
No.
The chancellor of UWL was fired for making porn.
Really?
Yeah.
In his office?
No. Him and his wife have been making professional porn for years.
No. Like
yes.
OnlyFans?
It's what the hell is it called? Sexy Happy Couple. You can find it on Pornhub. And they've been making like cooking shows with porn stars, and then there's a link that goes to like OnlyFans private stuff for the actual fucking. And if you remember a couple of years
I gotta
ago,
get a pen. Hold on.
yeah. And I mean, he's like 63. She must be close to that. And I had to go look, and I did not need to see it. It was not titillating whatsoever. It's basically just boomers being, hey, we're young and energetic, watch us fuck.
See, I remember there was this story of that girl from, I think it was the University of Oregon, that had sex in a library and a bunch of different places, and she got kicked out of school. But then she got back into another school and started making porn in other places in the university, and then just became some kind of a famous porn star after that. But
so anyways, it was announced that he immediately got shit canned from the university as a chancellor, but he has tenure. And his plan was to retire as chancellor and then become a teacher for a while. And so now he's on paid leave as a teacher. And it's becoming a national story. It's showing up all over the place. And he's talking about taking them to court because it violates his First Amendment rights. Plus, he didn't have a proper hearing. They just shit canned him.
And yeah, that's true. They do have to go through an actual committee and everything.
So he didn't do anything illegal, didn't do anything with students. It was all consensual stuff with him and his wife. He never mentioned anything about the university during their porn stuff. But yeah, it totally blew up in the university's faces.
Does it like violate the contract he signed for his job or anything?
According to them, it does, and they say that he serves at the will and pleasure of like the regents or whatever, the board for the UW
or
system.
Like it makes the alumni look bad or something like that.
Well, what's funny is you're getting like students and alumni that are backing him. And, because everyone's like, how the hell did they find it in the first place? I'm like, what university doesn't have a bunch of porn trolls scouring every corner of the internet looking for some fresh porn? Eventually,
I would have to think
you're
that
find somebody you know.
I would have to think that if you looked at the server traffic, it used to be Napster. Everybody was blowing up servers at universities because of that. But I would think that a very large percentage of the actual internet access that students probably get for free is.
Well, I mean, these days you can just take your laptop and go find free Wi-Fi anywhere.
Yeah.
Probably get free Wi-Fi at Quick Trip if you hang out long enough.
Yeah, you get banned from Quick Trip.
But anyway, so that's the big news in lacrosse is, Chancellor Gao got shit canned for making porn. And it was really interesting.
What do you think the chances are that we could actually get him on here?
He's already making the media rounds, so we're a little late to the game. Plus, I don't think we get the bandwidth he needs.
I'm paying for it. We definitely should be able to.
No, I'm just saying. He's
looking. It would end up shutting our site down.
No, I think that regardless of how this plays out, he's going to be on the talking circuit for a couple of years doing free speech stuff and porn stuff. So, I mean, he's going to be wanting to get like major platforms to get his message out there. That's just my humble opinion.
What if we came out in support of him, though?
Jeez. Just go watch it first. Let's see if you want to support it.
I'm going to add that to my list of resolutions.
I mean, it's 60-year-old people in relatively good shape, but still 60-year-old people fucking.
Have you ever actually made a porno?
Oh, God, no. Why?
I don't think I could do it.
Looking in the mirror is painful enough. Why would I want to film it?
Yeah, I've actually had this. I used to have this weird thing when I was a kid that I could never be naked in front of a mirror, like even in the bathroom, because of my Catholic guilt. I thought Jesus could see my wiener or something.
I'm always trying to talk to like young girls out of like not sending naked pics out. I'm like, if you put it out on the internet, it's out there forever. It's like the old saying, you can walk away from stripping, but porn is forever.
How many? We've all experimented with dating sites at one point, but April, how many like unsolicited wiener pictures have you gotten?
Oh
What's
God.
what's the most common thing that you end up seeing? Is it like the shirtless guy in the bathroom, or
Yes. Yep. I haven't been on the apps for a while. Before my second marriage, when I still was figuring out what I wanted, I used to get them quite frequently. This time around, the last 3 years, I've only gotten one. And that was by a mistake.
well, what do you mean? It was he sent it and he was like, "Whoop, that wasn't for you."
No, they sent me a picture of them, like a profile picture. And I was jokingly go, "Oh, look, you sent me a dick pic." Yep. Jokingly calling them a dick. And then I got one. I was like, that's not what I meant. I didn't ask.
See, the other thing people need to pay attention to when they're taking those kind of pictures is look in the background. Like as a photographer, that's one of the first things I noticed is like your bathroom is fucking disgusting. Or there's a 2-foot long like pistol grip dildo sitting on your bed. And I can't keep up with that.
Or there's a grand anaconda floating in the toilet. Big old growler.
That's the other thing is why do people take those pictures like in Quick Trip bathrooms or public bathrooms? We know what you just did in there.
Probably because they're bigger and they're cleaner than theirs.
Yeah, but we know you just destroyed one of those stalls.
Yeah, but it might not be theirs. They could have just wanted to actually take the pic and fix their hair, not knowing that someone left a Cleveland steamer, still floating back there in the toilet.
That's one of the first things that I think of, though, is like, why do you take I've seen a picture before where you could actually see they're like posing in front of a mirror, but you could see like a chick's feet in one of the stalls sitting there. And I'm like, that was sexy until I realized that she's got, explosive diarrhea. I mean, that's the only time you really want to go and use a public bathroom anyway. If you can hold it, you wait till you get home.
Thank God there's no smell-o-vision.
I'm a home pooper, like unless I absolutely have to. And even then I'm hovering.
Yeah, I'd rather pitch one off in the woods than use a public toilet.
You do that often on the road?
No, not since I was a kid, but
do you keep a roll of toilet paper though in the car?
No, I just always, grind one out in the morning. That way I'm fresh and free for the day. Footloose and fancy free.
How does it work for mail carriers? Have you ever knocked on somebody's door and been like, "Look, here's your mail, but I got a shit. I'll trade you." When you're on a route, have your own route, you get to know people. And in the wintertime, they're like, if you are freezing, come knock on my door. I will let you, warm up in here. I'll get you some hot cocoa. People leave water out, all that. Some have offered for the bathroom. I have not had to use somebody else's bathroom, but I know carriers who have had to do that. I could see taking a leak in somebody's yard if I really had to.
Well, yeah, especially if you didn't like them.
Not with everybody with a ring camera or whatever all of them are called. There's cameras.
Oh yeah, I suppose that takes all the fun out of it.
We are constantly being recorded for something. So every time, if I drop something and I go, "Oh fuck," I usually stop and look at the ring camera. Sorry, pick it up and just keep going.
There was a house that had a ring camera that whenever I didn't even ring the doorbell, I just stood when I was delivering for the pizza place, I just stood by the ring camera and just started busting a move. And then I'd hear him laughing over the camera, and then I'd just drop the pizza on the doorstep and then take off.
There was, when I delivered up in Duluth, there was one that I would once in a while tell a dad joke too.
That's a good
Because
idea.
it was the cameras were new and I thought they were kind of ridiculous. So I just, decided to tell a dad joke once in a while.
Okay.
But no, everybody's on camera now. If the house you're delivering to doesn't have a camera, the one across the street that can see you delivering to the house has a camera. So
Picking a wedgie or something like that.
yep, picking a wedgie, picking your nose. Yeah.
See, it used to be Google Earth when they'd be driving around. There's an archive of like weird pictures that Google Earth has picked up, like of people having sex on the side of the road or naked people just standing in their front window. Actually, on Google Earth, you can see my old apartment, my cat sitting in the window. You can see it on the perch that I made for it. It was the most luxurious cat perch you've ever seen. It had memory foam and everything. And the cat would just sit there at the window all day.
Did the cat actually appreciate it?
Oh, hell yeah, because it just sat there. It didn't even, it was so lazy, it didn't even, jump at the birds. It would just sit there and stare at them.
Does memory foam retain heat?
Nah,
The cat sitting there, if its own body heat was keeping it warm, that would make it extra snuggly.
probably. It was either that or you'd wake up and you'd have hot cat gut on your face.
Okay.
We're still waiting to see a cat from April, though. We can't really end this until...
They're sleeping. Is it close to being done?
We're getting there. I don't know what we have. About 4 minutes left. I mean,
I don't.
Todd's furry enough for all of us to be realistic. I've seen Todd half naked doing the polar plunge before.
Good times.
Would you do that again?
Maybe. It was amusing enough.
What if we did it just as a radio mofo, like we were the only two entrants and we just gave them $50
Jesus.
and just covered ourselves in those radio mofo stickers just to piss the other radio group off?
Well, it'd be fun if one of us just had a shirt that said radio and the other one just said mofo.
Or one that just said fuck you or something.
Yeah, well, I don't know if the charity would actually let us
Either
get away
that or something. I mean, I love the Special Olympics people because their money it was local, They didn't have special dinner parties and soirees and stuff. The money all went right to the Special Olympics. But I think like a T-shirt that said "Go Tards" or something like that.
Oh, God.
That wouldn't fly either. Nope.
It was bad enough the second time that I did it when my family showed up and I ripped my shirt off when I was running, because in lacrosse you don't just get to jump in a hole and jump out. You got to run in, and if you don't make it all the way out to the guards, they pretty much said you were a pussy.
Yep.
And when I was running out, I ripped my shirt off and I threw it into the crowd. And apparently I was sporting like 8 inches of ass crack too when I was. So
that's the thing. Going in the water wasn't bad. It was coming out and getting hit by the cold air when you're wet.
Oh,
and the
yeah.
more clothes you had on, the more wretched it was.
Well,
and then you had to wait to get into the hot tub because some fuckers were slow.
Yeah, it's got to be coming up too. But the best strategy was just to stand around in your shorts and a t-shirt and nothing else and just get cold. So when you hit the water, it really wasn't that bad. But doing it in front of a whole
hot tub, just screaming.
Yeah, doing it in front of a whole crowd of people and trying not to scream obscenities when you're running out of the water, like, oh sweet Jesus Christ! Oh!
Especially when you're wearing a dress.
Oh yeah. The first time I wore a dress.
I've never done the polar plunge, but I've done saunas and jumped in the ice water and back in the sauna.
That dress was heavy too.
Oh yeah, it's waterlogged at that point.
That was the one thing I didn't take into consideration. Is I liked the dress. It was how would you describe it? House marm.
Like very 80s full length kind of flowery thing, like a mom would have worn in the 80s if she lived in a rural, but not completely country setting.
So it's probably cotton, and if it's a thicker cotton, that's really heavy when it's wet.
It was very heavy, and I also lost a shoe too.
That's right.
Somewhere there's a hemp green Chuck Taylor floating around in the Mississippi River somewhere that I want back. Hopefully somebody snags it fishing sometime, or a fucking catfish ate it by now.
Or some other carp's having sweet, sweet sex with it. All right, we hit the 1 minute mark.
Great. Now thinking of a carp having sex with my shoe.
Yup.
All right. You got less than a minute. Come up with a quick New Year's resolution, then we're cutting her off.
Masturbate more.
Okay. April?
It's healthy.
Sorry.
I gotta keep my prostate healthy.
That was unexpected. That's a good one, though. That's a good one.
Mine's gonna be to creatively swear more, in more creative ways.